Welcome to episode 22 of the radio podcast. Today we interview Cecelio.
And Amrika Grassi.
Yes, here's Amrika. She's going to talk about student council stuff. How's it going?
Pretty good. Very busy.
Almost graduating?
Yeah.
Almost didn't graduate?
Yeah, that too.
Awesome. Well, you've gotten it all together now. So what's happening this week for student council?
Well, this week there's nothing, but this month there's a lot of activities coming up. On February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, Student Council will be hosting Ace of Hearts. So everyone in the school will get hearts, and whoever has the most hearts at the end of the day will get a prize. On February 15th, we're going to have National Flag of Canada Day, and we're going to get students to participate and wear red and white. We're also going to have ball hockey in the gym. Cultural Club is going to celebrate Chinese New Year's, and they're going to do a dragon walk in the small gym on February 16th.
What's a dragon walk?
Dragon walk, so they're making a cakewalk, but instead of giving out cake, like if you land a number, you're going to get the red envelope with candies, like chocolate in it.
But there's supposed to be money in it.
Yeah, I think they're doing chocolate coins, so kind of like money.
Fake money.
Yeah, fake chocolate money. Midawee will also be having their We Are Love Festival on February 22nd in the big gym at lunchtime. Big gym after school. And on the 26th of February is Pink Shirt Day. So we're going to get everyone to wear their pink colors to support against bullying.
Are we going to sell some pink shirts?
Not sure yet. I don't think we have pink shirts, but if we do, we'll definitely try to sell those.
Okay, so stay tuned for that.
Oh, yes.
So we interviewed Cecelio. Mm-hmm. He's a really interesting guy, super nice guy, as we all know. And he's got a great relationship with the students at our school. Huge part of our school for many years now. So it's going to be a good interview. So stay tuned, and you're going to listen to it, right?
Of course I will.
Of course you will. Okay, well, I guess it's off to the staff meeting now.
Yes, it is.
Where you're going to say exactly the same thing to the staff.
Yep, Christian and I will say the same thing.
All right. Things are going well?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, take care.
Thank
you. High five.
The postal code, and an old listing for it came up, so I found all the pictures of what it looked like before the previous owner renovated it. It looks like a completely different place. Also saw the price she paid for it.
Wow, so you lucked out.
Well, she put the work in, I think. I don't know if I lucked it out, but...
Well, she did a good job, right?
Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty good.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Lots of new appliances, so that's nice.
Any fancy appliances? What's the fanciest appliance?
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher, yeah. Thank goodness there's a dishwasher.
Oh, thank goodness. Do you have a garburator?
I do not.
Okay.
And I don't have a washer or dryer.
Oh.
In my unit. There's one in the building, but...
Okay. So you just have to bring all your clothes down.
Mm-hmm.
But can't you have your washer and dryer upstairs in your unit? No.
Is it hooked up for it?
Not that I know of. There's one space that I think might be able to fit it in there if I wanted to, but I haven't really looked into it yet. Still trying to get settled.
Yeah, our detached house ownership has got its price.
Yeah.
Like I said, I spent $600 on boiler and pump because I don't know how to do that stuff.
You have to pay someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you bring your car in. Like, I don't know anything about cars.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess you could fix the regulator pump thingy.
Sure, whatever you suggest.
Whatever that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I should ask you to come over next time.
I don't know if I can fix it, but I can take a look at it.
At least you know your stuff.
He might be able to tell you what's wrong with it, at least.
Yeah, the plumbing.
I was just telling him that the teacher from Shiakam, Jeremy Glass, I don't know if you know him, he lives in our complex, and so as Nikki Cham. Nikki.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
She's living in the same complex with us.
Oh,
and
nice.
Yeah, and Jeremy called the company to look after his heater because it was not working. 10 minutes, they checked it for 10 minutes and they asked him to buy the stuff for $600. And it cost him $70 just to give them the advice to buy the supplies.
That part, yeah.
The parts. $600. I looked at it online and $600. I was at Surrey and they called me on the way home. So I went straight to his place after reffing a basketball, and I dismantled his heater, and then I fixed it.
Yeah.
I spent half an hour, and I fixed it, and it's still running. And saved him $600.
You are a man of many talents.
That's awesome.
Saved him $600.
I don't know who to call.
Yeah. At least I could learn something from you. Because my plumbing, I tried to figure it out as they were building it, but I really don't have an idea. Electrical stuff, I've done a bit of that before, but when I look at my plumbing, I'm like, okay, this turns off and this turns on, and I can't figure it out. So I'm afraid to take it all apart, because then what if I mess it up, right? So
when I take things apart, I always number it.
Mm-hmm.
I number
Smart.
it. Okay. Or if I don't number it, I put it in order.
Of when you took it off. Yeah.
I don't mix them all up.
Oh, no. That's good organization system.
Or I numbered it, so I know when I cannot put this one back because this is the last part.
cool.
Makes sense.
So when did you start getting into this kind of stuff? Like I know you've done lots of renovations and you've done you fix all sorts of stuff around the school, but at home as well. Like didn't you just help your brother or one of your relatives?
My brother, I did his hardwood floor.
Oh.
I do all that stuff.
And that took a few days, right?
7 days.
7 days.
Yeah, 7 days after work.
Oh, man.
After work. I got interested of doing that when there's a Chinese guy that I work with at the Bayshore. I used to work at the Bayshore. She asked me to trim the hedges.
Uh-huh.
And the old man, the husband, asked me to do the plumbing, a simple plumbing, so I fixed it. And I got an idea right there because I didn't know that I can make money doing those things on the side because they pay me.
Lots of money.
Lots of money, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
That's when I got the idea of doing all the stuff. And then I started doing the painting. I started doing all sort of stuff. And I enjoyed it. The thing is, I enjoyed doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do it because of the money. I did it because I like to do it.
You like to figure things out.
I like to.
And you just figured it out.
I just
You just went for it. Good
Well,
for you.
it's always when people like me don't know how to do it, and then you figured it out already. Then
same as fixing vehicles. So there's a guy that came up to me and said, "Do you know how to do the water pump?" I said, "No, I haven't done it before, but I can. If you trust me, I'll try to fix it." What I did is internet.
Yeah.
Went to the library. Couple of hours later, done.
Yeah, you could. They have full videos on how to do everything now.
Yeah. So we just did it, just him and myself. We figured out that I've never done it before.
I tried to do that with my plumbing, but they didn't have my exact setup, so I couldn't figure it out. Because the pipes are different; they're all over the place. So, when did you come to Canada, Cecelio?
I came to Canada in 1992.
1992.
June 29, 1992.
Oh, okay.
I was 23 years old.
Good year.
Oh, wow.
Good year?
That was a good year.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving.
Thanks for giving your 25 years.
Good year for music. Good year for clothes.
Yeah. I was 23 years old.
And you came from the Philippines. What city or town did you come from?
Batangas. It's a
Batangas.
south part of Manila. Mm-hmm. It's about 150, 170 kilometers away from Manila. Mm-hmm. But because of the road, it'll take you at least 3 hours to go from Manila to my place because it's of the road, the condition of the road and traffic. Yeah.
And what was it like growing up there?
Tough.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you're gonna have to figure out. You have to figure out how to live. You have to fight for the food that you're gonna have to. We're not rich. We're okay. We're not. We have maid, but the maid is not there to serve you. The maid is there to help and like a member of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. Washing the dishes and cleaning the house, that's it. But doing the laundry, I do my own laundry. I don't let them do it.
But it's common to have a maid in those countries.
It's common. It's common if you can afford it. But a lot of people cannot afford it because it's. Yeah.
What was your town like? Is it a big town?
It's not a big town, but we know everybody. We know everybody.
So it's a small town.
I don't know how many thousands, but because we like North Delta from 72nd to 96, we know everybody. It's uncles and aunties and all the grandpas. Yeah. Because we only have one school.
Uh-huh.
We only have one school.
Is it like I know in China? I didn't grow up in China, but I was born here. But my dad has like their village in Taisan, where it's like the whole Kung family, right? Was it kind of like that, like in your village, or were there lots of different families?
It's when I was growing up, there is what they say it. They get married and they don't go out. They don't go out. They, right? For example, you grow up together, you guys roommate, right? It come to the point when they go abroad, and that's when they met the people from different place, and that's when the other people come to our place because of the marriage. But when I was growing up, there's not much people that is, because that's the reason why we get to know everyone, all from the grandparents to the kids.
So you don't leave the village?
Yes.
Okay. What was school like?
School is... we have a uniform, but because of the situation of a lot of people don't have money, you are asked to go wear shoes to go to school, but you're not obliged to go and wear it because a lot of people cannot afford to wear shoes to go to school. We walk to school. We don't have any money for recess. We don't have a canteen or cafeteria that people will serve you and cook food for you. Mm-hmm. You go home for lunch and come back again.
How long was your walk going home and coming back again?
We live close to school. It's about 15 minutes walk.
Okay.
And back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, half an hour at least.
And what did your parents do during that time?
My father was a farmer, and my mom was just a homestay mom.
Okay. You're a pig farmer? Because I see a lot of pigs in your videos.
That I was... pigs is just my idea of getting out of work early. I want to retire early. And I like business.
Yeah.
I like business, and that's the reason why I came up with pigs is because I want to help my two brothers that is in the Philippines. They are not doing good, and I want to retire early. That's why I created. I said, okay. I started with a quail. Quail didn't work. Quail eggs didn't work, and then now I have the pig farm. Hundreds of pigs now.
Wow.
Yes.
Because pigs can be used for so many different things too.
Yeah.
So who is managing that farm right now?
My brothers. I have two brothers that is we're working together and make it bigger. We're actually expanding right now.
Good.
As we speak.
Really?
Yes.
So you're from a farming family.
Yeah.
What did your dad farm?
Just cultivating the cultivate. It's not a farm. farmer, like cultivating the land. Yeah, rice and corn. Yeah, and they have. When I was growing up, he's got 10 cows, as I remember. That's
10 cows.
10 cows, and yeah.
Were they milk cows?
No
No.
milk cows.
For meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that quite a lot? 10 cows? That seems like a lot.
At that time, it's quite a lot. Yeah.
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 And did you help with work?
I'm handy, so I help. I helped my father. I helped my father when I was growing up. The only thing that I didn't do is, get the grass out of the palay. Palay is the rice. You clean up the side of the palay, and that's the only thing I didn't do. I gathered firewood, not using the horse. We carry the firewood. We carry the firewood, everything. You
could have used one of the cows to carry the firewood.
Yeah, we carry the firewood. We got it from the firewood from the bottom of the hill, bring it up, and take it to the kitchen.
By hand?
By hand.
Oh, wow.
Lots of splinters.
That's why the calluses.
A lot of splinters. So I've been working hard since I was in the Philippines. I go out, but before I go out, I have to make sure that everything is all done as, back home. Parents are strict. Yeah, you can go out, but you have to finish your chores first before you go out.
So what would you go out to do? Like, you had friends, you'd get together, what would you do?
Basketball.
Basketball?
Yeah.
So you grew up playing basketball?
Grew up playing basketball.
Was there a team around, or was it a school team?
There's no school team. It's all like we are friends, and there is you want to play out somewhere else, and you can play somewhere else, or a town basketball league. And we got and play basketball.
So you joined the league?
I joined the league. Yeah.
With your friends?
Yeah.
Okay. How old were you when you played basketball?
Grade 6. I started playing basketball when I was grade 6.
And you played until you left?
And then I played until I stopped playing basketball 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
That's because of my shoulder. I had injury.
I see.
But I still have my basketball in me.
So that was a huge part of growing up. What other things did you do while you were growing up? Like, what was it like just being there, and what's there to do in your town?
What's there to do is not much. We just hang out in the street. We just hang out in the streets and watch people, what they do, drink.
Uh-huh.
I started drinking when I was, 14 years old. Started drinking.
But that's pretty normal for there.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Very normal. And started smoking when I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow. And that's pretty normal?
And that's because we are not monitored. We can always, you can go out, like I said, as long as you finish your chores, you can go out and come back before 6 o'clock in the evening for supper.
Yeah.
Yeah, after school.
Was school pretty strict there?
The school is pretty lame. It's not that strict. Because
did you learn anything in school?
I learned. I learned something in school. Because the teachers are also a relative, so we know everyone. All the teachers there is from it's local,
my goodness.
Right.
So it's local
Yeah.
in my area.
Right, you really know everybody.
We know everybody. Finished high school, and then I actually graduated university as well, college. My major is management.
Oh, okay. In like
Back home, in my hometown as well.
Your town has a university?
College.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not as small as I'm thinking.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. There's a college.
Because is there an elementary school, a high school, and then a college?
College is like 7 kilometers away from my place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 7 kilometers away from my place, but it's because it's college, it's different. It's like you're coming in from Surrey, combine the Surrey, Burnaby, and Delta. And that's when you don't know them all. But in my area, it's, you know them all.
So you were in that town until you turned like 22, 23?
Yeah.
And how did you make it here? Like, why did you leave?
Why did I leave is because my brother got married to a local girl as well from our place. And she was in Hong Kong. They got married. She was in Hong Kong as a nanny. And then got a job here, migrated here as a nanny as well. Mm-hmm. And then sponsored my brother. And then my brother sponsored us. 6 of us.
Wow.
My parents plus my 3 brothers and a sister.
So you didn't really choose this place. You kind of,
yes.
Out of convenience.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many siblings do you have?
I have 7 brothers. I have 7 brothers and a sister.
Oh, wow.
We're 9.
Wow.
Yes.
Big family.
I'm the 8th out of 9. The 8th out of 9.
That's like my parents, too. Their families are huge. Yeah.
7 brothers and a sister. I have 3 brothers here. 4 brothers, actually. 4 brothers here.
You have to keep track of
Yeah, that's hard.
No, 3 brothers. And a sister here. Yeah.
And are the rest back in the Philippines?
And the rest back in the Philippines. And the two that's alive back home, those are the ones that I'm helping to do the farm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I put them together. I ask them to go live together, and so that they can manage the farming, the pig farm. You haven't seen it, but John.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it.
I've seen it on your videos.
Yes.
And why didn't they decide to come?
They were at that time you cannot sponsor the married siblings.
Oh.
Only the singles.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's when Trudeau opened up the immigration.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about Pierre. Pierre Trudeau.
Pierre Trudeau. The father.
Yeah. So when you got here at age 23, do you have any impressions of the day you arrived? Like, I'm assuming, like, did you visit here or anything like that before you moved? So you just moved?
I just moved. I was sad when I first got here. I cried, even though I have siblings and my parents are here. Missed my friends, of course. And I didn't really like it when I first got here. And then 2 weeks later, find a job, and that's when I started to like it. Because it's different. It's totally different. You can actually live your life. You can actually have a life that's totally different that you know, back home you can't really afford to buy socks you have to ask money to buy socks. The shoes that you're going to have to wear, you have to earn it. And when I got here and eat the food that I cannot eat when I was there, What
were some of the things that you couldn't eat or you couldn't access there that you could all of a sudden here?
Yeah, all of a sudden I got them all here. Apple, grapes. Yeah, it's common food that we have here.
Right.
But it's a goal to produce it back home.
Yeah.
You have to have this to
Right. And were you pretty shocked by the selection of things that you could get?
I was pretty shocked.
Because I would imagine even shoes and clothing, you go to a store, there's so many choices, right?
Yeah.
A little overwhelming. A lot overwhelming, yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff that we would take for granted having been raised here.
They have no idea.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Yeah. So 23, you founded, what was your first job?
Zodiac Hurricane is the name of the company. They built life raft.
Life rafts?
Yeah. Zodiac Hurricane.
Zodiac.
Yeah.
I know Zodiac.
Yeah.
The motorized
rafts. Inflatable life raft.
Yeah. I've actually always wanted one. When I was growing up, I used to look at magazines. And go, that's so cool. Yeah.
I worked there for 3 months and then got a job at $6.70. I was so happy that I'm getting $6. $6.70. Yeah, 1992.
Wow. 92.
The price of the gas is 39 cents.
Oh, that hurts to hear. I heard it was $1.70 by the airport the other day. That just... all right.
Yeah, that's
35 was the cheapest gasoline per liter when I first got here, and then jump up to 39. And I don't have a vehicle at that time. Every time I pass by with the bus, and I'm seeing all those things. 39 cents. And then 3 months, July, I came here June, and the second week, 2 weeks later, I got a job, so July. And then I got a job in McDonald's 3 months later. $7.20.
An upgrade.
Moving up.
But I was working graveyard shift. I worked there for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
When I left at $8.20. Then September of 1995, got a job on a hotel, Western Bayshore.
And you were there for a while?
I worked there for a while, 3.5 years. Got a job in...
We were talking about this, right? Because one of my aunts used to work at the Western Bayshore. Her name's Jane.
Oh, Jane.
Jane Kung. So, yeah, we talked about this a while ago.
That's right.
Yeah, and you were asking for details because you could have been there at the same time. Not exactly sure when she worked there, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was the 1995 until 1999, and that's when I got the job here at the school play.
99.
99.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, October 12th, 99.
Oh, you are good with dates. You know the exact. Like, sometime in 92.
Yeah.
That was a Thursday, if you can look back.
Oh my goodness. Really good.
Okay, how do you remember that?
Yeah, how do you know it's Thursday?
Because from $10 go jump to almost like double.
Yeah.
And I was so happy.
It was a big day.
It was a big
Yeah.
double, and I know that the job is the same, but I cannot get the office work that I wanted to, because that's the reason why I took the course. Is I thought that I can go work in a bank as a banker, as management, right? And I wanted to be a policeman when I first got here as well. They're asking me to go back to school for 3 years, but I have bills to pay. The money that the airfare that we used to come here is borrowed back home, so we have to pay it back.
Oh, you borrowed from people back home?
From relatives back home.
I see.
So
thankfully you're here.
Yeah.
All in one piece with a job.
Yeah.
So you've come a long way, and I mean, it must have been. It's taken a while to get over the shock, I guess, of moving here. How about now when you go back to the Philippines? Because have you been back a few times now?
Yes.
Yeah.
The last time I was there was 2014. I didn't really enjoy it.
Really?
I didn't really enjoy it.
So what was that like? That was the first time you went back?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was I believe, 2007 and then 2008.
Okay.
And my mom passed away in 2008, and I went back over there. 3 weeks is too long. I missed here. I feel bored. Don't know what to do.
That's funny because you never felt bored growing up there, because that was the norm.
Yeah.
But now when you go back, because there's so much to do.
2 weeks now is the long.
2 weeks is the max. 2
Yeah.
weeks is the max. 3 weeks is too long.
Has Maya gone back?
Not yet.
Not
Not yet. Yeah. even my wife, and so was my
Oh,
wife. She never
yeah.
did that.
Oh.
Yeah. But I want Maya to remember when she go to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of taking her when she was little, but I don't think she'll remember any.
Right. So, basketball. That's something you've kept up. And the other day, a couple weeks ago, you were taking courses for or you taking tests for reffing.
Yes.
How's that going?
Out of 50, I got 86%. I got 86%.
That's an A.
That's an A. You're an A student.
86%, 50, you got 7 wrong.
Uh-huh.
So,
What were the 7 you got wrong?
You have to know them now.
Yeah. And basketball. I love basketball. I grew up with basketball.
And where has that taken you here? Like, when you got here at 23, did you get involved with basketball right away, or it took a while?
Not right away. It took a while. I don't have any friends. I know my relatives are here. Their interests are different. So basketball didn't come with, when I first came here.
And so how did you get into it? You started playing again.
I started playing again 7 years later after I came here. 7 years. Yeah. Playing in Vancouver, 49 and St. Andrew.
49th and
Fraser.
Fraser.
Yeah.
Oh, St. Andrew's Church.
Church, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that's when it started.
How did you find out about that? You just went there?
No, the people that hang out in Vancouver, they told me that there's a basketball that Filipino is doing it every Thursday afternoon.
Filipino basketball.
Filipino basketball.
That's the best kind, I think.
Filipinos they love basketball. They really do love basketball.
That's a huge sport in the Philippines?
It's huge sports in the Philippines.
Oh, really?
Everyone loves play basketball.
I thought it was like baseball or something.
Baseball is not really a...
It's
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cuba. Yeah, basketball.
So basketball is a big sport.
Big sports back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you joined that organization, or you joined that team?
It's a drop in.
Drop in.
It's a drop in basketball. Yeah. Every Thursday.
Is that where you kept playing then after that for all those
Right
years?
after that, you get introduced to, we have another drop in on Wednesday, St. Patrick, come and join. Because I live close there. I used to live there. And that's when I get from basketball, I meet people. And refereeing a basketball came 4 years ago when I started working day shift here. Because I cannot ref basketball if I'm working afternoon shift.
Right.
That's so.
So you came... how long have you been here?
At Bellevue?
Yeah.
2010. December of 2010.
Okay. I don't even remember.
You only started day shifts 4 years ago?
4 years ago. Yeah.
See, I've only known Delview with Cecelio on day shift.
Right. Because I've been here for 15 years, so yeah, I do remember you coming in, but...
I just assumed you've been here forever.
Yeah, you're just here now. And then I guess you started getting involved with our school teams and helping out?
Right away. As soon as I came here, I got involved with Nickets right away, and I started helping him opening the doors, opening the doors and watch him coach, even though I was working afternoon shift with him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started helping him, dropping off the kids in a game, when there's a game.
So you're just volunteering?
I just volunteer. I just started volunteering with Live.
And then you decided that you wanted to ref. And so where did you start reffing? I don't know. I don't even know how it works.
I started reffing 4 years ago. So it's 2014. 2014. When I started as soon as I got the job here as a lay person, and that's when I decided to go in November of 2014.
But when you're ref for school teams, do you do you have to be licensed, or do you just volunteer? How does that work?
You have to attend a seminar which start on November every year. Mm-hmm. Erwin, Wowie's dad. I don't know if you remember Wowie.
I remember Wowie.
Yes, Wowie's dad, Erwin, has been reffing for almost 7-8 years now.
Oh, wow.
So he's ahead of me. So he's the one. I didn't know them. I met them when I was helping our basketball team here. Mm-hmm. They started coming here. So he goes like, if you want to watch ref for basketball, you can come with us. Mm-hmm. So that's when I started basketball. And I do have a problem of talking in public. I cannot talk in public. That's my problem. I mumble. Even now, I'm 14.
Well, this is very public now.
Oh,
You're supposed to say that at the end when we got through it.
Oh, no, he's going to shut down.
Yeah.
yeah, I have a problem talking in public, and that's when I got a confidence of talking in front of people when I started reffing the basketball.
In Philippines, you obviously learn English in the Philippines?
English is
right?
our second language.
Yeah. So, so when you came here, was that an issue at all? Like, do we have accents?
That was my problem when I first got here. I cannot talk English in front of a fellow Filipino.
Really?
Yes.
In front of Filipino people?
Yes, because we Filipinos. What do you call that? How do I put it? We grammar. The subject and the predicate has to be in
Has to be perfect.
It has to be perfect.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they criticize or they laugh behind you if. So when I first got here, I always look around and say, okay, is there a Filipino that's looking on my side or right behind me that is going to make fun of me after I say stuff? Yeah, but, I got used to it. But English is not an issue for me as we can all talk in English back home. Mm-hmm. The vocabulary, maybe our accent, my accent is still bad. It's not. They can understand me, but still, my accent is not as good as.
Well, I think a lot of us just come from different places too. There's lots of accents going on, but I guess that's weird to me that you would have trouble talking to another Filipino.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like to a Canadian or somebody else. So the difficulty was talking to people from your country. That's interesting. So you said you talk. Did you speak English all the time at home? Like I mean, in the Philippines?
No.
So you'd speak Tagalog,
and
then do any of the kids speak English to each other?
No.
But you would learn it in school.
You would learn it in school. We have a subject of English at school. We have Spanish also, but English is mandatory that you have to have English.
You learned Spanish as well?
Yes, when I was.
So you had two languages.
Two additional.
Two additional. Yeah.
Two additional. But I'm not fluent. I'm not really good in Spanish. I can understand Spanish, words in Spanish, but I cannot talk like the way I talk in English. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So the reason why you learned Spanish is that because, well, I mean, it was a colony at one point,
yes.
But is that one of the official languages too?
No. Because we are colonized by Spaniards for 400 years. Mm-hmm. 400 years. Mm-hmm. And they probably want to put it in a curriculum that, because we have a tradition, it's a Spanish tradition, and it's in our country, it's in our place.
So some of the
They feel
cultural
proud, yeah.
heritage and
Yes.
the leftover.
Yes. Even in the building, if you go look around back home, the old places is Spanish style. And they probably, that's the reason why they put a Spanish course or subject in the curriculum. But now I don't think there's a Spanish.
Oh, not anymore.
I don't think there's.
So you took this test for refereeing. What does that lead to now? You have more opportunities to go up higher?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I can ask them to go and watch my game to have a level 1 because I'm still a prospect. I took the test is because the reason why I do that is because I don't want coaches yelling at me. If you don't know what you're doing on the floor, you're going to be yelled at no matter what. If you can't, you have to know what you're doing there. As if you get yelled at by the coaches, you can rattle, you cannot function, you cannot do your job.
But they're going to yell at you anyway.
But if you are confident enough in how to call the violations, they are not.
You can be sure that you're right.
They
You know your
cannot
stuff.
yell at you. They cannot criticize you.
Right.
But if you're
Not calling.
not calling the violation that shouldn't be calling, they yell at you. Or if you don't call it, you have to be ready to explain it. And why didn't you call it? And that's why you build up the confidence, build up your reputation, build up your self.
How many games have you reffed now? If you're keeping count.
60 in 4 months. 60 in 4 months, 4 times 4, that's 200.
Whoa. That's a lot of practice.
It's a lot of practice, but it's every day. It's just like you're driving. You learn every time you drive, you step in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, every game's different.
Every game is different.
Yeah.
Every game is different.
So do you ever find it, because to me on the outside, not knowing much about it, it seems like a pretty thankless job because, refs are, you watch sports, they're always getting yelled at. There's people swearing at them. There's a lot of negativity thrown your way because people want to get their way and they didn't.
Exactly.
And you're the reason why.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel stressed about that or upset?
Oh, yeah. You think that you called it right, but still in a losing team, you're always the cause. You're always the reason why they lose the game. They're not gonna like you no matter what. That's the reason why every referee after the game, 5 seconds after the last buzzer, they out of the gym. No matter what, if it's a good game or a bad game.
Just get out of there.
Take the stuff, 5 seconds, they're out. You won't see them.
Yeah.
Even shaking their hands, no. They just want to get out of the way.
Right.
Because there is a team that lose the game and they're not happy. And they're not gonna like you.
So how have you stuck with it for so long?
I will say again.
How have you stuck with refereeing for so long? Because you have a losing team every night.
Well, 4 if you do 4 games
4
in a
games.
row.
Watch this. He's going to quit after this.
Those are the good ones.
You know what? Doing so many games now, it's just the game. It's just the game. If you take it personal, it's really up to you.
It is just a game.
Yeah,
but you
it's
see a
really
lot
up
of
to you.
you see a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Lots of crazy stuff. If you take it seriously, it's really up to you.
Yeah.
But for us, it's just a game. Now for me, it's a game. If you don't like it, then you don't have any choice. You're gonna get me one way or the other, no matter what. You're gonna have to like me because I have the whistle. You don't. I don't really think about it. There's coach that yelled at me that throwing the F word right after the game, and I upset him more by me giving him a big smile while he is giving me a lecture.
Yeah.
That I didn't do a good job on reffing that game. I gave him a big job,
Big smile.
a big smile on my face, and I think he upset him more. And,
So what do you try to do when somebody's going at you like that? You just kind of blank out or tune them out?
Just listen to them and don't say anything and relax.
Because you know you're just doing your job.
Yeah. And fighting with them, it's not going to do you any.
No.
Not going to do you anything. They are in the losing battle because they will get me again. They will get me again. It's just like you.
Well, that's the other thing. They don't want to upset you too much. That wouldn't make any sense.
It's just like, okay, this is like you and me, a relationship between the janitor and the teacher. You're gonna need my help. One way or another.
Very true. You don't want to upset. It's true though.
Is that why?
You're gonna need my help to. I mean, no, it's not known.
But it's true.
Right? Yeah. Even the students. Even the students, you need my help? I don't need you here. Right? I don't need you as a student. And the relationship between me and the students, I don't need them here. I need them here because they're the one that's giving me a job. But do I really need them? They're going to create the job for me. And it's going to make it hard for me. Right?
But you've spent some time here building a lot of relationships with students, and they're very appreciative. And like I asked my grade 8s today, I'm interviewing Cecelio. You guys know everybody knows Cecelio, right? So how has that been, like being at a school? Sometimes the kids, you see them leave their garbage everywhere. They make a huge mess. And I like how you go and talk to them afterwards, and they're very embarrassed because they have to realize that there's somebody that has to clean up that stuff that they left behind, right? How do you feel about this job that you're in?
I don't get upset.
Yeah.
I don't get upset. I made them do it. I made them come back to go and clean the mess that they did. If it's big, yes, okay, I'll do it. That's because that's part of my job. But they don't really. I don't know. I have been here for 4 years with them during the day, and I have the only thing that I can remember is the food fight that happened over at the cafeteria. 3 years ago. That's the only big mess that I can remember. But in most cases, they always good to me. That they don't leave a mess on the floor. They don't. They help me a lot. They help me a lot here, and that's the reason why I asked them before. Why are they treating the other custodian? If I'm not here, whenever I'm not here, it's different. It is different. It's just like you guys. When you guys are not in school, the students are acting different in the classroom. If it's at the OC. And then that's the reason why I'm trying to get an answer to that why are the students acting different when there is a different custodians that are working with? And
well, I think similar to teaching, like when you have a relationship with them, when they know you, they're less likely to act poorly because they know it's you, right? They know they're going to upset you, and then you're going to see them the next day. It's kind of like referee.
You have to see them again.
Right. But as well, I guess they might feel like they're hurting you in some way because they're doing this. Whereas if they don't know the person, they don't care, right? So I think it's nice that you have a good relationship with a lot of our kids because they know you. Even some of the older kids, they've known you for longer. Sometimes when they see kids who don't know you do stuff, they tend to call them on it. Yeah. And I think that's a great thing. Yeah.
I don't know how I did it, but I talk to them a lot. Even in the hallway. I scold them for being in the hallway. I not really my job to ask them to go back to the classroom, but I keep telling them that you cannot learn anything in my hallway. Go back to the classroom. Exactly, you can't learn anything in the hallway. And I keep asking them to go back to the classroom. Kids that is taking a long way to go to the fountain, the water fountain. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm going to the fountain on Thursday. But there's a water fountain by 181. Oh, I don't like that one. So what I do sometimes, that's the reason why I have food or a water bottle in my room. That whenever the teachers or the students, are constantly in the hallway, going into the water fountain, I gave him a water bottle.
There you go. No need.
So no need for you to go. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Don't go. Don't come to the hallway.
But I mean, I see you taking, like, you're a huge part of our school, like a huge part of getting some of these kids to succeed. Because when we're in the classroom, there's nobody in the hallway except the kids, and there's you, and sometimes our administrators. But that's getting the kids into the class first of all, or seeing how they're doing. That's a huge part of student success. So you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. But did you ever see that as being part of your job? Or
No,
what?
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I was doing it as an adult.
Yeah.
I was doing it as an adult. I'm not doing this because I am a what do you call it? How do you say it? Authoritarian. I'm not an authority to say anything to them, but I am doing it as a parent, as an adult, to give them the direction that they can.
Or you're doing it because you care.
I do
right?
care. I do care. Yeah.
Because this is like, if I saw stuff in the hallway, I would approach people and talk to them. But that's maybe part of my job, maybe not part of my job, but it doesn't matter to me, right? And I think you feel the same way. Yeah, you care about the school, you want people to succeed, so that's why you're doing it.
Yeah. I remember when Sandy was here, Sandy and they were going in a field trip that morning, and she had to go back to her office, but she's leaving 20 students right in the foyer. But if she left the students out of the foyer by themselves, they're going to go all over the place.
Yeah.
And I happened to be in the staff room, and Sandy came up to me and said, Cecelio, can you watch these kids? I was like, why me? I said, why me? And she goes, like, I was surprised when she said this. And she goes, I can't forget this. And she said, because they listen to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Because they listen to you. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
They do.
Monday it'll be, Cecelio, can you teach my science class?
Yeah, I got some classes you could take.
I've got a coffee run to do.
It's really important.
I can't forget that when she said, because they listen to you. I said, okay.
And they do. I see you talking to some of the basketball guys or whoever in the hallway, and they do listen to you.
Yeah.
They have to.
They have to.
Don't piss off the custodian.
No. You're going to need him again.
I do have problems every year, same problem every year, when the grade 8 students coming in, grade 8 students from a different school, they act different from, they are senior when they were in elementary.
Right.
Coming into high school and like, I have the locker, and they have all the luxury that they're not getting from elementary. Mm-hmm. And they act different. And I have a talk with them all the time, and it works. It works all the time. And if they're acting like, they don't want to listen, I made them sit down. So we're going to be here for another 4 years, 5 years. Between the two of us, if you are not going to work with me, we're going to have a big problem.
Yeah.
We have 5 years in front of us. I'm not leaving Delview or not. You're going to be here, and it's not going to do you any good. So we have to work together, and it works. It's still working.
They all learn.
Eventually.
And especially because you've made that kind of contact, right?
Yeah.
And once they know you, then they know, okay, I'm affecting somebody. It's empathy. Yeah. So, hope you stay here forever, but you said you're going to retire early. When is that going to be? And then you're going to move back to the Philippines? But what's your plan? You said pig farming.
My plan is to work here for another 7 years.
Yeah. And then pig farming.
And pig farming.
Would you move back to the Philippines for pig farming? Okay, so you just manage it from here.
My actual plan is let's put it this way. I want to quit my day job.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not going to quit my side job.
Reffing?
I want to quit my day job. That's it. And that middle, I don't know. I hope it works. I hope my plan works. We're expanding the farm right now. And if that works really well, that 7 years is... But still, that's all. So I hope everything works out. My daughter, she decided to go to university, and I might stay a little longer, maybe 10 years, to help her out.
Right.
So it depends.
Yeah.
But that's my plan.
By expanding the pig farm, just more pigs, or
More
are you
pigs.
doing more things with them?
More pigs, and hopefully starting to generate the income. Yeah, and get the
So, I mean, how does pig farming work?
Pig farm.
You have the pigs, you feed them.
Pigs, yeah, because
Do you slaughter them as well?
95% of the Filipino eat pigs.
Oh.
That's a big percentage.
Yeah, the market is there. You don't have to market the pigs. There's whenever you have the pigs to harvest, they come to you. You don't come to them. They know when the pigs are ready for sale. There is an agent that goes around town to look for pigs, so they know when they come to your place, they know when is your pigs due.
So your job as a pig farmer would just be to raise the pigs and then sell them off.
And sell them off.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
And what kind of I don't know that much about Filipino cuisine. What kind of dishes? There's a lot of pork dishes.
There is a lot of pork dishes. There's a lot of pork dishes. Barbecue.
Barbecue.
It's the whole big barbecue.
Yeah. I love
And
that.
every Filipino party, they usually have a big barbecue. We call it litson.
Lison?
Litson.
Litson.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of variety of pork dish that you can cook. You can do it barbecue. Is simple way. Cut it and put it in a grill, or put a soup on it. There's lots. Ham. Lots. There's quite a bit, and you don't waste anything on a pig except the hair. Yeah, everything is all consumable.
I can eat anything. I've grown up eating everything.
Yeah.
Pig feet. I love pig feet.
Oh,
sorry, Deborah. You're gonna step out now. Sorry, vegetarians. I love meat.
But still, I'm not that. I don't know. Haven't ventured there yet. Maybe one day.
You haven't lived until you've had pig feet and chicken feet.
Oh, those ones are a little spindly.
So, I guess pork belly. Yeah. Bacon?
Bacon.
There's no bacon in the Philippines, right?
Even
The stomach.
Even the stomach, even the intestine is all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tripe.
Tripe, everything. You don't throw anything in the
Yeah, use it all.
Use them all.
Do you cook?
I can cook.
Yeah.
I can cook, but I'm not a good cook.
Your wife does the cooking.
The wife does the cooking.
Good.
Yeah. But she don't eat meat. She's a vegetarian.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, but she's not a really vegan. She started not eating. She decided not to eat.
No sashimi?
Sashimi, she can have.
She can have sashimi.
She can have sashimi. She's not
Okay.
really vegan.
Okay.
She can cook pork, but she can have all the soup. I have all the meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would that make her? I know
No, I'm just kidding.
pescatarian,
Pescatarian
because
is fish.
I have a cousin who's pescatarian, and
Yeah.
it's just fish.
Just fish.
So I was thinking maybe that's
Or
her.
just seafood.
But then she drinks soup that had pork in it.
Yes. Yeah. She just.
She's got her own thing. Right?
Plant-based.
That's funny because I know in a lot of countries, if you said you were vegetarian, they'd be like, "What? You don't want to eat that? You're gonna starve." Yeah.
She's not really a vegetarian. She just decided not to eat the meat.
Is that for health reasons?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are there any good Filipino places? Because I really haven't been to a Filipino restaurant. Are there any?
In here?
Anywhere? I don't know of any.
There is.
Like, where would you go if you wanted to go eat Filipino food?
81st and Scott Road,
Yeah.
right by 120 Club Pub or like a superstore. The name is Kumare. Kumare.
Kumare.
Kumare.
And what would you order at a Filipino restaurant? Like, what are some of the basic dishes?
Pampano, you know pampano, you eat fish. Pampano and a miso paste.
Miso. They use miso?
They put miso on it.
Is that
With
Filipino?
soup, yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They put the miso paste on it. Miso paste. It's good with soup. It's soup. Pancit. I don't know if you know pancit noodles.
Pancit noodles.
Yeah, it's noodles.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Lomi. You call it lomi. It's noodles as well.
Oh. That's
The
like
thick- the
lao
thick-
mian
yeah,
or
yeah.
lo mein.
Yeah,
it's
lo
it's
mein.
like the Chinese
Yes.
noodles.
Yeah. And whenever you go, if you want to go there, you can always look at the picture. They all have a picture of.
I have to go eat there now.
Is there
It is good.
is there a huge? There's a pretty big Chinese population in the Philippines, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are the different ethnicities in the Philippines?
What are the
The main ethnicities. So there's Chinese, Filipino,
Chinese, Indian, Spanish. Spanish is still there. It's in our blood, but mostly Chinese. Mostly Chinese.
And when you go there, would you have like Chinese restaurants in the Philippines, or is it all mixed?
It's all mixed. It's all mixed. The Chinese is because there is a place for Chinese people over there. They have a huge place for Chinese people over there, but they are all over the place. If you're gonna say, I don't know if I don't know what's gonna happen to Philippines if you take the Chinese out of the Philippines. Everything is from computer. It's all made of China. Everything.
I have a friend who's Filipino, Chinese Filipino, and he he said he left the Philippines. He lived in Manila. He left the Philippines because there were kidnappings and just really bad things going on. What was happening there?
Yeah. It's happening because of the money. Chinese people they have money. They own business. Most of the Chinese people own business. I don't know if why the Filipino cannot lower the price, because the Chinese people, if they can make 5 cents out of this, but they can make 100.
Right.
Right? They make more money than the people that is making 50 cents out of 5.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the reason why the Chinese people succeed back home is because of the volume that they can do. It's huge business of the Chinese business back in the Philippines.
So there was one time where it was not really safe to go there, is it?
There is time that it's not safe, but you know what? It depends on where you go. Depends on where you go. In my area, because we know everyone. The people that. Okay, if you start looking for me, it's like they don't know you. You won't be able to see me. They won't be able to find me. As because they always gonna think that you are up to something. You're up to
why are you looking for him?
Why are you looking for him? You're right beside my house already, and you won't be able to find me. They come to the point that that's.
So they would protect you.
They will protect you.
Yeah.
Because we know everyone, almost everyone. Yeah.
Would you say, like, if I wanted to visit the Philippines, what would be some things that I should look out for? Is it safe right now?
It's safe right now. I would say it's safe right now. In a tourist spot, if you want to go, because Manila is so big, there's a lot of people in Manila. If you go down to the province. The province, they tend to know everybody. Right? They'll protect you. It's everywhere. I think it's everywhere in the world that if you go there, and if you start to act like you are somebody, they will not protect you. But if you help them, it's just like bribe them. If you even a taxi driver will help you all the way. Even a taxi driver, as long as you take care of them, they'll help you the whole time.
So would you recommend travel there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But not in Manila. Not in Manila.
Not in Manila.
Not in Manila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the countryside.
Somewhere in the countryside.
Yeah.
Which they know everyone, right?
Yeah. Interesting. So, any future trips to the Philippines or anywhere else?
I want to finish my farm first before I go. My plan is summer of 2019.
2019.
That's next year.
Are they starting to build?
They're starting to build right now.
Oh, cool.
Expansion.
Hope that goes well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We still have a long way to go. We have the biogas to build as well.
The what?
Biogas.
Biogas.
Yes. Yeah.
So biofuel.
Biofuel.
Okay.
For cooking and electricity.
Okay.
So it's all free.
Nice.
Yes.
Is solar any good there?
Solar is good because we have typhoon season. Typhoon, you need air, turbine or windmill.
Wind. Yeah.
Wind, and the sun in the summer.
Yeah.
So it's
That'd be very cool.
Solar is good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I hope that goes well, and I hope you stay here for at least another 7 years, if not more.
I plan to stay here. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to go anywhere. I was told to move, but my daughter is here, and I know that she doesn't like the fact that I'm here.
I think she's gotten used to it. I remember the first year she was here when she was, very nervous about that, but I think she's gotten used to it now.
I think so too.
Do you know her?
I've never had the pleasure of teaching her, but I know who she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
You raised her well.
Yeah.
She's such a good person.
Teachers here.
No, you did point her out at a basketball game one time. She was in the crowd, and you pointed her out to me.
Yeah.
John knows her as.
I've used her as a translator for Japanese as well, because she's fluent in Japanese.
Fluent in Japanese.
Oh wow!
Because does she speak Japanese with your wife at home?
Yes. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, that's why she's fluent. Yeah.
Yeah, and she went to Japanese school as well, Gladstone.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if the school does. I went to Chinese school for like 7 years, and then because I didn't. At some point, my parents started speaking English, and that I just lost it.
Oh, I see.
They still call me in to do translations sometimes.
Oh,
really? Yeah. Which I'm able to understand, but speaking is a totally different thing.
Speaking is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Speaking is always kind
why
of
is
the
that?
last thing.
Language teacher.
I would say because you.
I know I lack the confidence.
The confidence is a huge thing, but I think most people like to set things up perfectly in their head or write them down first. So when you're speaking, you don't always feel that you have the time to do that before you can get it out. So usually, like reading and writing, because that's kind of where you start. Listening probably comes after those two things, because you're trying to picture the words in your head as you hear them, is what I think at least. And then speaking is always last, because that confidence piece, and then just being able to speak without stopping after kind of every word and thinking it through before you say it. So think before you speak kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I noticed that to Maya, whenever she translates from English to Japanese, she paused. She stopped first, at least in half a second.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard to do live translations. When I see people doing them, it's so difficult because and especially between languages when the sentence structure is different. So like in German, you can't have two verbs next to each other. So the second verb is always at the end of the sentence.
You speak German?
I do. Yeah, I took German and French for university. That's what I studied.
People with languages, different brains.
Yeah, so you always have to kind of like stop and reword it so that it makes sense in the other language. But it's really hard to do live translations, for sure. You need that time to think it through first.
Nice.
I was listening to a podcast on the way here because that's what I do. But they were talking about languages and how it totally changes how you think about lots of different things. So how you think about numbers, how you think about gender, how you think about, it changes how you view the world too. And there's really interesting. There's a language in Australia, I think the northern Aborigine people in Australia, and they think in directions. So you don't say your right leg, left leg. You say your south-facing leg, and
Oh, wow.
So to them, they always know exactly which direction
they're facing.
everything is facing, because that's part of their language. They have no left and right.
Wow.
They just have directions. Compass directions.
Yeah, well, and a lot
Which
of
is crazy.
languages have gender, so masculine, feminine, or like German is masculine, feminine, and neutral.
Right.
So they have three, and every object has
There's
a
a neutral,
gender.
too.
There's a neutral in German.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyways.
Enough about that.
That's really interesting stuff, though.
Language is hard. I've been here for 25 years and still.
What do you struggle with?
My accent.
Your accent.
My accent.
With my parents, with
I-
Chinese, it's he and she. Because when you say that person there, it's usually that person there. Like, there's no he or she. So they mix it up all the time. Yeah. So, like in Tagalog, I don't know how Tagalog works.
We do have that one too, like a male and a female. A male and he and she, the same thing too. Babae and lalaki, the same thing. For Spanish, mujer and hombre, right? It's just the same.
Is Tagalog? Is there like Spanish mixed
It's like a Latin
mix of Spanish and Malay and Tagalog.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Mahal is Malay, which is expensive.
Expensive.
Expensive in English. Yeah, but it's Mahal in Malay.
I get it. You're gonna have to learn. I can't pick up languages quickly. So
It takes a long time. I don't know. There's 4 that I can somewhat speak, but
It's hard.
it's
hard.
way easier when you're younger.
Oh yeah, of course.
Even in Japanese, it's hard. I've been
Yeah.
living with my wife for more than 20 years, and still,
Yeah.
my Japanese is. I can understand Japanese. I can pick up some words, but
At least you can understand.
I can understand.
Well, isn't Mandarin like tonal?
Yeah.
You can say in the same word, but
The same
it means
word.
a different thing in a different tone.
So you have to
to
watch
me
yourself.
Is crazy.
You have to watch your inflections.
Yeah, I think that's super different. I've never learned a language that had tonal differences or
And there's
inflections.
so many. Like I said, it
Yeah.
makes you think differently too. Yeah.
Well, I know that they always said like languages would help if you did like multiple choice tests and things like that because you're used to not understanding everything. You just understand the gist of it, so you can kind of do your process of elimination a little bit better, I think. And then I've also heard that people with who learn a lot of languages are very kind of logical thinkers, and so they usually do well with math because they're used to fitting things into a problem.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I've been told, at least. I don't know if it's true or not, but...
So, Cecilia, let's end it off with, we did a podcast. I don't know if you realized with you.
Very
That was like,
first.
I call it episode 0 because it was just really a mic test. I was testing out these mics, which we still have. But we watched a Star Wars trailer. Do you remember that? And did you know that Cecilia watched The Last Jedi before me? And I was
Really?
like, what?
Is that the only one you've seen now? or have you gone
seen
through
all
and
of them?
watched them all?
Eh?
Have you seen all of them now?
Just
That's
that
the only one.
Just that
the
one.
only one. Absolutely.
And what do you think about laser swords and
I don't know. Everything is all just
Sorcery.
I don't know what was going on.
I'm
all
so
the,
confused.
All the names. And all the hell.
Okay. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. I enjoy the comfort of the cinema over here. It make me look. It's just like.
Oh,
in the first class.
Oh, did you have the?
It's like in the airplane, the
It's like
first
an
class.
airplane,
Yeah.
Yeah.
first airplane.
They take good care. Which movie theater did you go to?
recliner at the Guildford. Because I don't go to movie theater.
I only go to Star Wars movies.
And I walked in there and I was like, oh my god, this is all. I can fall asleep here.
Yeah, good place to take a nap.
Did you?
Expensive, but good.
Yeah, I've never seen any Star Wars, and that was I've seen the first one, the last one, my first and the last.
And last one.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to invite you over. I've got all the despecialized versions of all of the originals, so we're gonna have to go watch those. We'll do a marathon session. Thank you for joining us, Cecilia. We've come full circle now that we've done episode 0 and this episode as well. Like I said, we love you here. You have a great relationship with everyone here, and it really helps our school. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
How do you say goodbye in Tagalog?
Goodbye.
Oh, nailed it.
Because it's tagless.